ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our singing star, Miss Kitty Reed.
Hello world, this is Miss Kitty Reed, and today on Amish Book Club we will be discussing Her Secret Amish Child by Cheryl Williford. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments. My assistant today is McKenna. She is the American Girl of the Year of 2012. Her Secret Amish Child is a 2017 book from Harlequin's love-inspired line of Christian romance. It is the first in the Pinecraft Homecoming series. We are introduced to Lisbeth Mullet and her 4-year-old son, Benuel. They have just arrived in the Amish community of Pinecraft, Florida. Lisbeth is newly widowed and is moving back in with her father. After getting off the bus in Pinecraft, Benuel, who has ADHD, runs into the street. He is almost hit by Frederick Lapp on his scooter. Frederick was Lisbeth's brother's childhood friend. Lisbeth reunites with her father John and his new wife Ulla. Lisbeth wants to rent Ulla's old house, but so does Frederick. Unknown to even her family, Lisbeth was abused by her late husband. Her father paid him to marry Lisbeth when she became pregnant. His beatings caused her to miscarry her twins. Benuel was given to her mother-in-law for most of the day, where he too was abused. Lisbeth was chained to the bed so she could not escape or call anyone for help. When Frederick goes to examine Ulla's house, he is surprised to learn that Lisbeth is already moving in. They make an arrangement that Lisbeth and Benuel will live in the house while Frederick lives in a small cottage on the property. Frederick and Lisbeth become attracted to each other as he fixes up the house and bonds with Benuel. Frederick is searching for a wife, but Lisbeth is not ready for marriage. Frederick helps her find a job at his workplace. After much consideration, Lisbeth agrees to enroll Benuel in school for his first year. One day, Lisbeth tells her father the startling truth. Frederick is Benuel's father. Frederick got drunk one night. She then took advantage of him and got pregnant. Frederick has no memory of this. Meanwhile, Benuel gets in trouble at school for hitting a boy. As Frederick's love deepens, he decides he wants to marry Lisbeth. When Lisbeth's brother-in-law comes to force her to be his wife, he drives him off. Benuel, afraid that he will become a violent person after hitting the boy in school, runs away and is found in a burning building. Frederick rushes in to rescue him. Benuel gets out, but the roof collapses onto Frederick. Lisbeth stays with Benuel while he is in the hospital for smoke inhalation. Benuel recovers quickly, but Frederick remains unconscious. When he wakes up, Lisbeth tells him that he is Benuel's father. He does not stay awake long after this, but when he gets out of the hospital, he says knowing he has a child made his will to live stronger. Frederick tells Lisbeth he still loves her and accepts his role as Benuel's father. She affirms her love for him. They have a Christmas wedding and, with Benuel, are finally reunited as a family. What on earth was this book? This seems on the outset like a typical, if subpar, Amish romance until, with around 50 pages left in the book, we learn Lisbeth assaulted Frederick. He was too drunk to remember conceiving a child. This is shocking behavior and it is just glossed over. She raped Frederick, who was too intoxicated to consent. How is this in a book, let alone an Amish book, and just glossed over? We are supposed to love and empathize with Lisbeth because of the horrific abuse she suffered. But learning what she did to Frederick greatly damages this protectiveness readers develop toward her. Imagine if a man in a romance novel raped a woman when she was drunk, impregnated her, and by the end of the book they are all lovey-dovey and have a cute Christmas wedding. No such character would ever be redeemable to readers. What a double standard with gender. Additionally, how this is handled in the text is so awful. Imagine if you were Frederick and you learned you had a child you didn't know about because someone took advantage of you. Wouldn't you cry or scream or get angry or shut down? Wouldn't you at least want some space to process this and think over what the next step should be? But no, there isn't even any awkwardness between Lisbeth and Frederick, and they are married soon after this life-altering revelation. How the author writes Lisbeth is inconsistent and confusing. From the very beginning, there are problems. If you saw the man who was the father of your child for the first time in years, wouldn't you freak out? Cry, run away, fight, flight, freeze, anything. But Lisbeth acts like she saw an old acquaintance. The author seemed to forget that there would be this big reveal at the end. The author also forgot that Lisbeth was abused. We only get very, very brief mentions of the abuse. If you're going to write such a book, you better explain clearly what happened to the protagonist. Sometimes Lisbeth has trauma reactions to triggers in her life, but sometimes she acts like a little girl with a crush. I'm not here to gatekeep anyone's trauma reactions, but when you read the book, it does not come off like a nuanced examination of the effects of abuse, but rather like the author only occasionally remembered that Lisbeth should act like she just left a horrific life. Lisbeth's character could have been one of the most interesting in Amish fiction, exploring the intersection of victim and victimizer, shame and redemption, crime and punishment in one Amish woman would have been a truly amazing depth of character. I'm upset by this waste of potential. The book was in general disjointed and poorly written. Some plot elements were contradictory. There were several boring and inconsequential side plots. This was a major slog to get through. I should say something good about this book because there were good elements. I liked Benuel. He was cute, and it was nice to find a mischievous child in Amish fiction rather than an angelic one. I did like that we got some ADHD representation with him, but that aspect of the character was not well examined. I also like any book about the Amish of Pinecraft, Florida. They're a New Order community and have a church building and more liberal church rules. Houses have electricity. People live close to the beach. To get around, people use bicycles and adult tricycles rather than horses and buggies. I need more Pinecraft Amish books because this community is so cool. I will give this book a 1 out of 7. I truly cannot recommend this book to anyone. It's not even so bad that it's funny. It's just bad and frustrating, and I would recommend you find some other book to occupy your time. Our next book will be Just Plain Murder by Laura Bradford. Please check with your local library to see if they have it on the shelves. If not, I am sure they would be happy to get it for you through interlibrary loan. Just Plain Murder is also available as a free, safe ebook download through a website called Z Library. McKenna would like to remind all of you out there on the Information Superhighway to share your opinions in the comments and look at the video description for important links. This has been Amish Book Club with Miss Kitty Reed. This is Miss Kitty Reed and McKenna signing off. See you later in Amish Book Club.
Living in the rhythm that I'm speaking of. You'll be happy in your work if you're in love.